Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is RJ. So today we are in the post-comp chat. We're going to be talking about everything and anything when it comes to Townstar. So get your questions ready and we'll go through them. Hey Ghetto, yeah, it's I think you'd have done a lot better. I think we all would have done a lot better if it just wasn't for the resets. To be quite honest, I think they absolutely killed pretty much most people's towns. But that was the problem, is it didn't affect everybody's towns. Like some people I spoke to, their towns were basically not affected at all, and then other people were basically every time they got close to their town being finished, they had hit another reset and then they were back to where they started. It was a bit of a nightmare. So what did you end up getting? You were doing uniforms. What did you know? How many uniforms you got up to per hour? Ghetto, can you do me a favour and just tell me that you can hear my mic? This happened last time and I was speaking to myself for 40 minutes. So if you can just let me know, it'd be really great. $25 per hour. I mean, I know. You've not really been working on it for long. It's not. I mean, obviously, it's not really competitive. But at the end of the day, it does. You know, there's just you just got to put a bit more work in. Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, what you can see on the screen is something that I just threw together to get my town coin, which is a uniform build. And this will get about 50 an hour. This will get you about 50 an hour. Excuse me. But obviously, again, that's still not really that competitive. But if they stick with the top 1,000, I think if you can get a build getting 70 or 80 per hour, you could easily be competitive. I don't think you need to be up to 100. I don't think you need to be up to... If all you want to do is earn yourself some Gala, win yourself some Gala tokens, I don't think you need to get up to 100 plus. Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously they dropped it from 3.5 days down to 2.5 days. So, you know, the fact that you lost a day, so obviously that's a day lost for building and optimization. Yeah, I mean at 25 per hour, and like I say, that I know you've not been playing all that long, so yeah, it's like I say, it's a good start. You just got to work on it and get yourself either a bit faster to begin with, or that you optimize your build a bit more, and obviously you're producing more uniforms. So I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, because the biggest thing is that is really, in my mind, the competition should have just been delayed. It should. I mean, but when you say that, I think most people that are connected or close to Gala would just say, well, we put it to a vote and the members said they wanted to have the competition that week, which is fair enough. But I also think that if Gala knew that these bugs were going to be such a major issue, I think they should have stood up and said, no, we want to do what's best for the game and for you as members, and then just postponed it for until the following week. But I mean, the countdown shows that the next competition is on in 7 days, which is the 5th of April. And I've been saying this on the various different chats. The 5th of April coincides with the launch of Town Power. So there is the possibility that we could have another competition in 7 days, because the fact that is when Town Power launches. The Glitch, welcome to the chat. Great to have you here. Obviously, any questions that you have, put it in below, and I will try and answer them as fast as possible. Gala shouldn't have done the competition at all. It was, yeah, I agree, and that's what I was just saying. The Glitch, I think they should have just postponed it. The counter is showing 7 days to the next competition, which is the launch of Town Power, and I think they should have just waited for then, just to iron out the rest of the bugs. I mean, one positive to you is that it's good to have you here, The Glitch. It's great to have you here. Yeah, the one positive I thought really came out of it was at the beginning of the competition, I didn't see any posts of people saying, I'm stuck at 60%, I can't get into the server, and they were sat there for 20 minutes, half an hour, they kept having a refresh. I didn't see any of that, and I got in really quick as well. That means that most people, if not all people, were able to get a half decent spot, which is flipping half the battle when it comes to this game. Getting a decent spot, whether it be one river, 2 rivers by a mountain, whatever build you're doing, getting that spot is so paramount. But if you're stuck on the outside and you can't log in for an hour, well, that just totally screws you up. Yeah, exactly, Ghetto. Exactly. And I'm really pleased that that did happen. That at least everybody was able to get in relatively quickly to the game. Juan, great to have you here. Obviously, what's your question? What do you think of Townstar's own auto sell feature? Juan, I actually think it's not too bad. I think because they've changed it since the competition, or at least the first day of the competition. They've changed it slightly, so it is better now. But I still don't think it's as good as the ones on the outside at the moment. So like Groove Script, which is the one that I've done the fix for, or I've done a video for the fix, and the other various scripts on the outside have more flexibility. You can do more with, but hopefully Townstar will learn from that, and maybe they'll add those additions to the internal auto sell feature. GN15, great to have you here. Obviously, any questions that you have, post in the chat and we will get to them as fast as possible. And once we've built up a few numbers, I've actually got some questions for you guys. So I'm looking at the counter. Once we've got we're looking at a relatively large crowd. Obviously, I'm not talking about thousands, but I got some questions for you guys as well. So, and I'd really great to hear your answers. Yeah, it is, Juan. It is a step in the right direction, because the thing is it enables everybody to have auto sell, because I know certain scripts don't work with some browsers. I've also known that some people have issues even just with their OS, their Windows setup, and the scripts just wouldn't work or something. So the fact that there is an internal one now, as long as you get to grips with how it works, yeah, it is definitely a step in the right direction, because it just means that everybody can be competitive on those lines. So also, Juan, I don't know if you know this, and this is a big thing, this is something to everybody, but with the internal auto sell script, if you refresh Townstar and then go back into your auto sell, it refreshes everything. So basically you have to load back in all your settings. So that is the real downside. Whereas obviously with an external script, once you've put in all your settings, you can refresh Townstar as often as you want, but it does not change your settings. But it does in the internal auto sell. So just as a heads up, so don't refresh Townstar and then walk off thinking, okay, it's all good, it's going to sell for me, because it won't. It will die. It defaults back to just selling wheat. So just be mindful of that. Ghetto. So explain town power a bit more. So simply the idea of town power. Well, okay. So should I say Gala's idea of what town power was meant to do is essentially balance the ecosystem. So therefore, people with really lots of NFTs have to essentially pay a fee, which then allows them to claim all of their their town coin from the daily tasks. So say, for instance, a person had 5 NFTs, their requirement was to hold 100 town coin in their account to get the maximum amount of town coin when they do the daily task. That's basically how it was meant to work. The problem is that a lot of people are saying is that one, it could easily affect the town coin price, which for me, that is not a big deal. I'm not really so bothered about that, because for me, I think on this platform, the coin that is going to go big is going to be Gala. It's not going to be town coin. It's not going to be whatever they connect with Miranda's or Echo of Empires, because they've decided they're gonna have a different coin for every single game. So that in itself nullifies the possibility of any of these in-game currencies becoming big. But the Gala token will go big when the platform goes big. So for me, holding town coin, and if the price of town coin drops, doesn't really bother me. I'm looking more at the Gala token. But yeah, so sorry to go wander off on a tangent there. So yeah, so like I say, the idea of town power is that it forces you to hold a certain amount of town coin, and if you don't have that amount of town coin in your account, you simply will not earn the maximum amount you can from your NFTs when doing the daily tasks. That's as simple as I can put it. Ghetto, if you don't refresh your settings but your counter gets reset, external script, and if I have 1 NFT, how much do I need to hold? Okay, so if I don't refresh my settings, but your counter gets reset, counters get reset. Oh, okay. Okay, so town power is not going to have it. If this, I'm understanding your question. Town power is not going to have an effect on your build. Basically, it's not going to affect your town at all. The only thing it'll affect is how much you earn from your NFTs. And on 1 NFT, it's hardly anything. Because it's not a lot. It's going to be maybe like, I don't know, 10 town coin that you'd have to have in your account to earn from your 1 NFT. It might be even less than that. I mean, I know I'm using 2 NFTs to claim my town coin because I'm at level 2, and that requires me to hold, this is after obviously April 5th, that will require me to hold 65 town coin. 65 town coin. Yeah, so the glitch, yeah, you are right at the moment. So the equation you've put up there, so 1 town power is essentially like being at level 1, 2 town power is like being at level 2. this is the sort of what they've done as a step back on town power. This equation here is only going to be valid for a short period of time, because what will eventually happen is that you'll have to hold a certain amount of town coin that then denotes how much you will earn from your NFTs. But then, rather than at the moment they're going on your level, which is this 1 Gala power, that is absolutely correct. But that's not how the final revision of town power is going to be. The final revision is that you will have to hold, like I've just said, a certain amount of town coin according to how much you're earning from your NFTs. But also, they're going to change it to you've got to hold a certain amount of Gala tokens according to your level. So, but this actually screwed a lot of people up when they were looking to implement this straight away, because basically, like for instance, at the moment I only have something like 2,700 Gala tokens in my account, but to allow me to use 2 NFTs in the original setup of Town Power, it was going to require me to hold 3,100 Gala tokens, which was obviously lower than what I had. So even though I'd struggled to get up to level 2 Gala power, suddenly with this change of needing to hold 3,100 Gala tokens, I would have dropped back down to level 1. And that's what a lot of people had a problem with, which I don't blame them. And that is why Gala rolled it back. So Town Power is being implemented, but they're going to start off with basically with the Gala power system, and then it's going to go to the Gala token system I've just explained later on. I don't know how much later, but it will come in, so just be aware of that also. Okay, so the ghetto, if I refresh Townstar script, counter gets reset. Not settings, going back. Yeah. So basically, so ghetto. So say you I don't know if basically if I'm running in the competition, I will always refresh first thing in the morning and when I go to bed, because throughout the day you might find that your FPS starts to drop off. So if you refresh it, it kicks that FPS back into sort of maximum as it's going to be. But yeah, so every time you refresh the game, it will alter your... In fact, let's do it. I'm going to do this so you guys can see. Right, so if we go into the auto sell, so if we go into customize, this is what I've got selling at the moment. I've got uniforms, so that will sell when it gets to 10. And then I've got wool yarn. If it gets as high as 20, it will sell 10. That's what it is at the moment. So if we hit F5 to refresh, I'm doing this just so you guys can see, so you understand what's going on. Obviously, I can explain it, and I'm sure I'll explain it relatively well, but I always think that, as they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And, you know, my mouth's getting a bit dry. I might have to take a drink, but I don't think I can get 1,000 words out. Okay, so if we go back in, right, so we're back in, as you can see. And then if we go straight into here, right, so it switched itself off, right? So it's not going to run anyway. If we go into customize, it defaults back to wheat. And this is what I was trying to say. So if you're using Juan, especially, obviously you brought this to my attention. If you're using the internal auto sell script, every time you refresh, you got to come back in here and reprogram what you want to be selling. Okay, so we're going to remove wheat. We're going to add that. So you go add item, and then we go add yarn, but I want to keep 10. So we just bang that in here, and then we go add item, and then what we go back, I personally think in that window they should have an on-off switch in that window, but then we have to click back in to switch it on. So those are the steps that you need to do when you've refreshed your town. So just be aware of that. Yeah, the glitch. It did with everybody. It did with everybody. The refresh was messing with people's scores, like the city points. Also, I think one time I had literally got my town built. I'd been playing from 4 p.m. in the afternoon when the competition started until 6:30 a.m. That's how long it took me to get my build done because I had so many rollbacks. It was an absolute nightmare. But yeah, like I say, my build was almost done, and then I refreshed it, and I lost. I think it was two fabric plants. I lost some tractors, and I lost like virtually everything I'd done in the past hour, and I then had to do it all over again. But it was a nightmare because even when and I'm sure it was probably the same for most of you guys, even when I didn't actually refresh myself. You probably saw a lot of those where the screen say paused for a bit, and then all of a sudden your money changed or your city points changed, and it was happening all over the place. It was a nightmare. Oh, Ghetto. So you didn't even You didn't even know that the auto sell was in there. Yeah, it's been in there since the beginning of the competition, but they have changed it slightly, and it is better now. But it's I still prefer to use an external one. But I don't know if you've noticed now and again that the external ones like GrooveScript or the other scripts that are out there, they are actually being blocked. So this is something, again, you got to watch out for. Like my production rate monitor is working. But if I look at the little Tampa Monkey emblem in my... the Tampa Monkey emblem in my taskbar, it only shows one script because my auto sell script has been blocked through Tampa Monkey. And this is something else that... Gala, I think, are going to start doing. They're going to start blocking external scripts, so you have to use their internal one. Glitch, yeah, that's a real that's a real bummer when it happens to you and you're asleep. I know quite a few people I saw in Discord saying that they'd got their town all up and running, like it was, their fuel and everything was all ready to go. So they thought, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep for a while, and then I'll just allow the money to build up for a couple of hours, and then I'll come back and finish off my town. They came back, and half of their town was missing. I mean, some people were posting pictures of their town after the rollback, and it literally was just like the farmer's house, a pond, and a couple of sheep, and they'd lost basically their entire town. I mean, I only lost a few buildings, but some people lost their entire towns. But then, like, the crazy thing was I was also speaking to some other people, and they said that they didn't lose anything, that everything worked completely fine. So, it is weird how it affected some people and not some others. Yeah, I mean, that's why they shut it down, Glitch, is that so many people were having these problems that they did. That's why they shut it down a day early. Justin Payne, good to see you. Good day to you as well. Welcome to the chat. Any questions you have, put below with everybody else's, and we will get to them as soon as possible. The Prepared Christian, welcome to you. Great to have you here. Obviously, any more questions, just put in the chat below and we will get to them. I have to say, it's nice to see the numbers building, and it is absolutely excellent for you guys to be here. Thank you very much for coming along, and it's brilliant. I do love doing these live streams. So yeah, I mean, I just think, like for me, I mean, I was talking to, I don't know if you guys know, Just Me in the Townstar Gala Games Discord. I was talking to them, and they made the point of, like, because I was being quite pushy on what I was talking about, and they made the point, you know, they basically said, look, I think you need to not be angry and stuff like this. And I said, look, I am not angry. I am not angry. I am annoyed. Yes, I am annoyed. But the biggest thing was I was disappointed. I was massively disappointed. And from what I was getting from everybody else in that Discord, that was just resonating through. Is because we're all here because we love playing the game. And yes, obviously, you know, it's great that we can earn coins from it as well. But it is a fun game. And it's great to chat with you guys, you know, see how you got on and stuff like that. And, you know, like I say, talk about builds, give each other hints and tips and advice and stuff like that. But, you know, at the end of the day, we are pawns on a chessboard, essentially. We are the soldiers that are basically battling against the issues, you know. And the thing is we should not be battling against these issues, especially after 2.5 months of not having a competition, then being told everything is okay, we're going ahead, and then the what happened. I just think it should never have gone ahead. And and I was just massively disappointed, really was. Yeah, Baguetto, the thing is, you imagine, I know it's your first comp, and I'm sure there's a lot of people here that it was their first comp too. But the way you got to look at it is that you didn't have to struggle with that for an entire week. You imagine that, you're trying to battle against all those issues for an entire week. I mean, that would just drove me insane. Yeah, just I know what you're saying, and the only thing I can say to you is that I don't know if you've tried it yet, but the wine build, that can be done to a very competitive level without NFTs. So if you're entering into the weekly competitions and you want to win yourself some Gala, get perfecting the wine build. Like I say, it can be done without NFTs. I personally don't have a video that I could suggest to you, but I'm sure a lot of you probably might know him. If you go and check out the Lycan Warlord's YouTube channel, he's really good at what he does. He does a lot of live streams as well. And he's got a really good wine build on there, which is done without NFTs. So go and check that out, and you know, you can be competitive with that without any NFTs. The thing, yeah, Ghetto, but the thing is, though, if they were going to stop it, like as in say, right, this is stopped, you wouldn't have got a restart. They would have just said, right, we're stopping it, and then you'll have to wait until the next competition. And like I say, after 2 months or 2.5 months of waiting, after 10 minutes or 20 minutes into the game, when everyone's complaining about these issues, I really don't think. I think they would have been hung, drawn, and quartered if they'd stopped it and said, right, okay, you've had 20 minutes of gameplay, come back in 2 weeks' time. But I know what you're saying, and I sort of do agree, because it would have been less waste of time for everybody. But like I say, I think it would have backlashed even worse on Gala than it has already. So prepared. The express truck. I mean, if you've got Justin, obviously, I don't know. Obviously, you say you're broke. I don't know how broke you are, but I normally say to people that if you can get the Gala Gold membership, you are given the express truck the express trade truck as a free NFT. So that will help you. It speeds up your deliveries. You use less fuel when it comes to sending out your deliveries, and it'll also earn you one NFT, one town coin every time you do those daily tasks. So prepared. Were you not using an auto sell at all then? Prepared Christian, were you not using an auto sell at all? Right, so you were just manually clicking, you were just manually selling your stuff. Man, that's hardcore. Yeah, I mean, I think within about the first month of being on Townstar, I started using the auto sell, but I wasn't entering the competitions because because I knew that a lot of people were allowing their computers to run 24/7. So I'm thinking, well, that is impossible if you're just manually doing it. So there must be something out there. So I started to investigate. Obviously, I came across Groove's auto sell script, and I've been using that ever since. But yeah, I mean, it's good that you did find it. But yeah, I mean, that is hardcore to be just sat there and selling manually. That is, all dues to you. Okay, Justin. Well, at the end of the day, you get it whenever you can. There's no rush. And the last thing I ever want anybody to be doing is spending money that they cannot afford. It is not worth it. It is just a game. And it is going to be around for a while. So until that time, what I would suggest is get yourself learning how to really build that a good wine build and really optimize it. And then when you get your trade truck, that is just going to add to that, and you'll be rocking and rolling. So that is I would say that is my advice. Prepared. So you're on a limited internet package. Is that? I'm assuming that's through choice. Is that through choice, or is that just how your ISP works? Ghetto. I think if we were earning NFTs in the game, and you went for the wheat stand, you might be working a while for that. So, but at least it gives you a target. Prepared. What? I'm not sure. What do you mean? How is what working at this time? Sorry. Okay. Justin. Yeah. I mean, sugar. The thing is with sugar, it is. It does build money quickly. Or it does build. It does build money well. Personally, I always suggest to people just to go. I mean, just to go to sheep. Now, obviously, just tell me, Justin, what was your tile? Were you on forest? Were you on desert? Were you on plains? What tile were you using? The glitch. I dropped from 840th place to 1500th. I couldn't keep my computer on all the time due to electricity bills. So I think I'll be giving the comps a miss. I only have the water tank and express depot anyway. Well, like I was saying, the glitch. I mean, obviously, if you don't want your computer running basically 24/7 for the competition, then yeah, I mean, you can't really be competitive. I mean, you could be if you had like a really really good build, like I say, the wine build. What I was just saying to Justin, the wine build is really good and it is super competitive. And you could possibly, even if you were turning your computer off at night, you might still be able to get into that top 1,000. But obviously, don't quote me on that. But like I say, yeah, if you don't want to have your computer on all the time, it is a lot more difficult to be competitive in the weekly comp. So, if obviously you can just go on to the monthlies and earn your town coin, doing the daily tasks. Excuse me, and and that's totally cool. If that's what you want to do, that is totally cool. So just forest, right? Yeah. So the good thing with that is, I don't know if you did it, but obviously you can sell off all your ponds. If you sell off all your ponds apart from that one by the farmer, that's going to give you about $91,000. Yeah. From that, you would be able to buy yourself a sheep, a trough, and a feeder mill. And you should be able to get at least 2 or 3 ranchers. So that is going to get you making wool. So I can't remember what sugar gives you per 10, but wool will give you $45,000 in your bank for every 10 you sell. But the biggest difference, and I'm fairly certain on this is higher, is that wool is going to give you 240 city points for every 10 you sell as well, which is going to help you move up that leaderboard. Yeah, so 31,500. Wool's going to give you 45,500 or 45,000 something. But like I say, what are the city points just done? Between sugar and wool. Wool is 240. What's sugar? So prepared. You say you were holding your own with uniforms. That's really, really good. So you ended in 1400th place. So you ended in 1400th place. Okay, so yeah, so you're just outside. So you're 400 off from the top 1,000. Yeah, well, unfortunately, just Dan, I can't look at the moment. But I know, like I say, I know. City points on wool is 240. That's why I always go for it, because it's probably one of the fastest ones to get going. It gives you one of the most amounts of money, but it also gives you a huge amount of city points. That's why I always tell people to start with wool. But obviously, at the end of the day, you start with whatever you're comfortable with. That's what I always suggest to people. Apple One, welcome to the chat. Great to have you here. Any questions? Put in the chat, and we will get to them. And you are asking, do you think it's possible to be in the top 100, 200 rank by just optimizing uniform on the weekly without being meta of the week? So if the meta is the default meta, so if it's the same as the one we've just had, which is where everything is default points, then it is possible. But the thing is, you are going to need to get into that top 100, 200 rank area. You are going to need NFTs and you are going to need skins. But it is possible, yes, if the build, if it's a default meta, like where everything is default points. But yeah, if it's a specialized meta, so let's say the meta was cake. Basically, whatever the meta is, that is normally boosted, and normally everything else is nerfed, so everything else drops down. So if you were trying to do a uniforms build on a cake meta, you could probably still get in that top 500, 1000 area dead easy, but you would not make it to the top 100, 200. And like I say, you would need NFTs and probably skins as well to get up there. Okay, so just as a quick fun thing, everybody put a yes in the chat if it was your first competition. So if it's your first weekly competition, put a yes in the chat. I'm just interested to see how many of you were new to the competitions. Oh, Cybershade, you were hiding back there. I didn't see you. Welcome to the chat. Great to have you. GN15 sneaking in just for a listen to what's going on then. Well, it's great to have you here anyway. Okay, so we've got a few yeses. So, what was the... So I mean, I came in place 627th, right? So I was in the top 1,000, but really I was nowhere near where I should have been. Yeah, cheers GN15. I really appreciate you being here. But yeah, so I came in 627th place. So obviously we've heard from a few of you. So just throw up there where you finished. I'm just interested to just to see where everybody finished really. And obviously if you don't want to put it up there, you don't have to. But I'm just interested to see where you all came. And if there's people out there that don't know where you finished, I'd be interested. If there's people out there that just don't know where you finished, I'd be interested to know. Oh, Apple, just in front of me. Nice, 622nd. Nice. Okay, so the reason why I asked is because I was looking for people a bit like Cybershade, that is very close to that 1000th place, but didn't quite make it. So the reason why I mention this is because every time there's a competition, the Gala developers and people like that, what they will do, they will analyze everybody's gameplay and they will remove people that they suspected of cheating or have cheated and stuff like that. Cheers, Apple. I really appreciate it. It's like I say, it's great to have you here, and thank you very much for watching, and I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. So like I say, so all the devs and everything, they will go through everybody's gameplay, and they will look, or they'll go through the gameplay of the top 1,000. That's what they'll do. They'll go through the gameplay of the top 1,000, and they will deem if there are cheaters. And if there are cheaters, those people will be removed, which means that we will move up, or everybody below that top 1,000. I mean, obviously, even like, say, Apple 1, if they removed, say they removed 25 players, you suddenly move up to the next tier of rewards. So if we throw up the reward, we'll put up the reward thing here, the table. So here's the reward table. So again, Cybershade, what am I thinking? Maybe 3 months ago, I was in a competition and there were so many cheaters, they actually removed over 100 people from the listings. And I went from being outside the top 400 to about 376th place. So, I didn't think I was going to get anything. And then suddenly I got like 200 Gala. So this is why I was interested to see what place people came. Because like I say, you still have a chance. But like I say, look, if we look here, so I was 627th. You got Apple 1 at 622. If enough people are removed, we go from earning $40 to $60, which is a nice jump, So, like I say, I don't know how many of you are actually connected with it, but make sure you join the Discord that I've got going on. I put all the updates for all of the programs that I promote on my channel. But what I'm also going to be doing is when Townstar or when Gala release they're normally like Word documents or Excel documents on. So when they go, right, these are the official numbers after all the cheaters have been removed, they will be posted on my Discord as well. So you can come along there, click on that, and actually see where you are. And like I say, Cybershade, you might actually find yourself sneaking into that top 1,000. So like I say, get yourself connected with our Discord channel and you might have a nice surprise. Okay, prepared. So for the last 3 days of the week, you have 24 hour. So yeah, so obviously, I mean that I guess. So it's all right. I'm tripping over my own tongue here, guys. I'm not used to speaking to this much. So prepared. Just as a question, then, do you over those 3 days in the competition, would you leave your computer running for the 24 hours, like all the time? Cool, that's good. Prepared. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you can, because obviously the competition was so short, you were able to capitalize on that But yeah, I mean, obviously the normal competitions are from from Tuesday to very early hours Monday, late Sunday. So, you will lose out a bit there. So again, Justan, it's Justan. I don't know why I keep calling you Justain. Justan. Again, if we bring up the reward thing, so to earn a reward, you just need to have placed in that top 1,000. And then, like I say here, you can see on the listing what you will earn, for the different tiers, essentially. Yeah, it's a bit. That's a bit of a bummer. Prepared, so you missed the Friday night. Yeah, that is a bit of, because the thing is as well, and I say this in all my videos. This game is all about speed, and it's all about time. The whole thing is about time, because you got to have things up and running as fast as possible. You got to have them optimized as fast as possible, and you got to allow your computer to be running for as long as possible. So it's all about time. It is all about time. And so that's why, like I said to Justin, if you're going to do, if you want to use a build without NFTs, use the wine build, but spend a bit of time making sure that you know exactly what it is that you're doing, that it's you got it fully optimized, so when you go into the competition, you're not sort of like, oh, should I do this, should I do that? You know exactly what you do. I'll tell you, and I've said this in a lot of my videos, is when I get a town, if I get a town that works really, really well, it's outputting, where I want it to be, I'll take a screenshot. I'll just take a screenshot of that build, and then I know when I go into the competition, that is exactly how I want my town to look, because I know that is fully optimized and it's going to give me the most production possible for that build. And I've done it for cakes, I've done it for uniforms, I've done it for every build that I've done. I take a screenshot. Even builds that I no longer use, I've got them all in a folder. So if we ever get that meta again, I will use that as a base, and then obviously optimize it maybe further. I'll try and optimize it further, because, if I do a cake build now, the last time I did a cake build was maybe 6 months ago. So I would probably have to improve it. But it gives you a starting point, having that screenshot. So it's always a good thing to do. Ghetto, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear you in those kind of tears, and not the tears that we want you to be in. Okay, so another question for you, which I'm very interested to hear your answers on. So obviously, we know that there's a few of you out there that have this has been your first competition. So this has been your first experience of Townstar. So my question is, will you continue to play? So that's my question. Will you continue to play Townstar after your experience in this competition? That's good. I'm really glad to hear you say that. I am really glad to hear you say that because, I mean, some people can be very easily put off. I mean, I know people, I've seen people on Discord that have been playing for years, successfully playing for years, winning in the competitions. And I've seen them since the last competition literally say, that's it, I'm done. And they've literally put all their NFTs, all their skins onto the OpenSea and just sold up. And that's it. And they've just walked away from it. But it's really good to see that even though it was a bad experience for you and obviously for everybody else, that it hasn't put you off. And I'm really pleased about that because it is a good game. It is a fun game. So I am really pleased that you guys are sticking around. There was a question that was put to me by Ghetto, and I did not answer it. I'm really sorry, Ghetto. You asked me about skins, didn't you? And you thought that they were just literally nice, pretty covers that made it look different. That is not at all the case. So, for every skin you own, it gives you a 1% boost to your production rate. So if you own one skin, that means your town is boosted by 1%. The maximum that are effective is 10, but that is a boost of 10% on your production rate. And the thing is they are not expensive. And well, it depends. I shouldn't say they're not expensive. You're looking at maybe like $40 to $50 plus gas fees, which at the moment I think are not too bad. But yeah, so say for $50 you could get an extra. If you bought yourself one, that's going to boost your town by 1%. If you get 10, but they do have to be 10 from different packs. That is something I need to stress. If you guys are looking to do this, they do need to be from different packs. They released pack 1 to 10 on the store. You can still find them in their store, but they're at ridiculous prices. The best way to get, if you want to get them at a good price, drop me a DM in the Discord, and then I will tell you a trusted seller to go and see if you want to get yourself some skins. So like I say, join the Discord, drop me a DM in that saying that you want to purchase some skins, and I'll put you in touch with a trusted seller that I've bought skins from. They are really good, great to deal with, and I'll put you in touch with them. But do not go and just buy them off anyone. People are being scammed over these things left, right, and center. People are losing thousands of dollars trying to buy NFTs and skins because they are being scammed. If you're interested, like I say, come see me and I'll tell you who to get in touch with. The glitch, yeah, I totally agree. If you can earn while doing something that you're enjoying, then that's excellent. And I mean, for me, that is really what the premise should be behind all of these play to earn games, is that they are enjoyable for the players and that you can earn. Obviously, but the thing is that certain things, or I think the way some games are set up is, I don't know, it's more about the company earning money than it is about the player enjoying the game or the member enjoying the game, which I think is the wrong way around. Yes, I say this about a lot of other programs. They are a business. They have to make money. If they don't make money, we don't have a game. But when the priority is to profit rather than for the members to enjoy, I just think that it starts getting out of balance, and I think that's when it all starts going downhill. Because the thing is what these companies lose sight of, or I think they lose sight of, is without the players, they don't earn anything. So really the priority should be the player, and that you guys out there are having fun and you're earning a decent amount from the time that you put into it. But I just think too many of these programs or these companies lose sight of that. Yeah, Ghetto, like I say, if you are looking to get some skins, $50. It's as you keep saying, a wheat stand is about the cost of a second-hand car. $50, or like what have you put, £38, 38 quid. It is a bit cheaper than a wheat stand, but you're going to get that boost. But like I say, if you are interested in going down that line, DM me through my Discord and I'll put you in touch with someone you can go and speak to. ATV skin equals amazing. Why do you find that amazing, Glitch? Is it because they are They are basically cowboys on horseback. I think it is super cool. I do think it's super cool. For those of you that have never seen this, let me just put that on, and so you can see how this the skins work. Where's my arrow? Oh, I'm using the wrong mouse. I've got two mice on my desk, and I keep picking up the wrong one. Okay, so if we click here, and we go into here, go to skins, scroll down. I have got a few skins. Let's find the ATVs. Here we go. Here's the ATVs. We'll apply that, and then you guys can see how this is fun. This is fun. So there you go. We've got cowboys on horseback. Collecting our wheat. I think it is beaut. I do find that really funny. Dan, what coins do I mine? It depends what program I'm using. I still primarily target Bitcoin. I do think it's a coin that it's always going to be around. It's known as the granddaddy of crypto, and I just think it's always going to be around. So I always do mine BTC. But then, just the other, I sort of, I'm avoiding Ethereum at the moment just because of gas fees. But you kind of popular stuff. I don't go into anything too sort of, unknown. I mean, obviously, if you can get in on an unknown one and it does blow up, then you can make quick profit on that. But I sort of stick to the staple diet of crypto, with the idea of just building. I'm quite happy to build slowly. I'm a hodler. I'll have crypto in my wallets forever, I think. So that's sort of what I started off. I don't know how many of my videos you've ever caught, but I started off with crypto in 2014. BTC was worth $340 when I got into it. Put it that way. So I've been around it a while, and that's why I do this channel. I mean, obviously, I know today we're focusing on Townstar, but if you go into my channel, you'll see that there's no end of videos on how to earn cryptocurrency for free from various different programs. And basically, I started that all off as a way of helping people to get people to understand what crypto is about, the value of crypto, and how it can help you in a sort of monetary way. Yeah, the glitch. It is cool. It is cool having the horses running around. I do think it is kind of cool. No, Ghetto. To benefit from the boost, you have to place them in your town. And basically, I don't know if you've ever noticed it. If you click on a blank space on your town, you get a little blue circle or gala motif pop up on the right hand side of your screen. If you click on that, you come into this section, and then as you can see here, you've got all items, skins. You'd click on skins, and then over on the right hand side, which is covered up by the chat, it would say apply all, and then you can apply all of them, and then basically what it'll do, even if you've got more than 10, say you've got 12, the maximum you can get boost wise is from 10. So like I say, but that gives you a 10% boost on your whole town, on your production from your town. Yeah, Ghetto, I don't trade at all. I don't trade at all. I mean, I stake. You've probably seen my videos on the Atomic Wallet. So I stake coins in Atomic Wallet, such as Tron. I can't think of the other ones. Tezos, I think I trade. Or is it? Yeah, I think I trade stake Tezos. And I can't remember the other one, but I stake. So I mean, it's slow building, but the thing is, I find with trading is you can lose. Obviously, staking, it's a lot slower, but you're not going to lose, but you're still building. So that's all I do outside of just using the programs. Yeah, I tell you, Ghetto, this is hilarious, right? The robot you're on about, right? So when Townstar originally started up, they had on the screen, on the map, these things that were called box mines. And then what you could do is you could get yourself one of those bots, which was a box mine miner. It was like a box mine bot. And the idea is, what it did was it would just run around on your on your map, on your square, and dig and find box coins. So you would earn box coins. And it was something in the early days, and you could actually even on the map, they had, like I say, they had these box mines, and if you put yourself right next to a box mine, you could earn box coins from that as well. Anyway, I saw this video that someone did, and it was the early days of these robots, and he said that he'd done his town, he'd sorted his town out really well, and then he released his box mine robot, and apparently it just decimated this whole town. This thing was just running around or wheeling around trying to find box coins, and wrecked his town. GN15, great to have you here. You take it easy, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks a lot for being around. Take care. Okay, so yeah, so like I say, and now these they don't use the robots anymore. They stopped. They basically switched them off. So I think it was after that event happened, and like I say, they just absolutely wrecked this guy's town. So okay, so obviously, just getting back to the competition. Obviously, we know what happened. Hopefully, there is going to be another competition in 7 days' time. I did mention this earlier in the video that basically on the 5th of April, Town Power is to be released, and that will coincide with the 7-day timer that is currently on the competition server. So that is something that could well be happening. We could well be seeing a competition in the next 7 days. But I'm also interested to get your take on something. Is that obviously a lot of you, we've already said it was your first competition. You've said that you will continue to play Townstar, but will you continue to enter into the weekly competitions. Now, I know obviously it was only your first one. It's a bad example. So some of you might not have a problem with it. But I'm just interested to sort of see if, will you go back to the weekly competitions? Yeah, that's cool, guys. Thanks for your response. And again, positive. It's really, it's good to see that you guys are still remaining positive. I think, to be honest with you, I think the people that are more negative about it are people like myself. That obviously, the thing is, I guess I remember when Townstar first started, and you never got any of these glitches. There was never any of these problems. And then obviously the problems just seem to have got worse as they've tried to improve it, or, as they brought more games to their server. Issues seem to have got worse. I think people that have played a long time, we compare it back to the early days when it was you just didn't have any problems. But I'm glad to see you guys are still staying positive and that you guys are going to give it another go. Apple One, as a question to you. So when it comes to a cake build, what you want to do is you want to have your windmills spread apart right at the beginning, because that is when you need to be building your money quickly. So that's where you want them spread apart. So they're giving you they're the most optimal. But then when you get to the end of your build and you're at that point of building cakes, just put them all together. Obviously, by the time you get to the end of your build, you should have huge amounts of windmills, like loads of windmills, and that will actually combat the problem of them being so close. It does get over that, but yeah, when you first start it, make sure your windmills are spread apart so you're earning the money as fast as possible. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I probably didn't mention myself. I will be going back to the competitions. The weekly competitions. I will continue to do them. I do like them. I like the competitive side of it. That you have a leaderboard, you can see what everybody else is doing. And it's because even though it's obviously a fun game, it's a very strategic game as well, and you've got to have everything working right to do well. So I love that aspect of it, but then to have the competitiveness as well, I really enjoy that. But saying that, it'd also be nice if it worked properly. Now, Ghetto, yeah, I'm not sure on that. It's either 3 or 4. I think it's 3. I think it's actually 3. Yeah, I think it's actually 3 that the windmills have to be apart. Prepared, yeah. Obviously, early days for you guys. It is early days, and like I say, I really hope that it does get better. quickly, because you're here, you're putting in your time, and at the moment you are enjoying it, and that is brilliant. But I don't want it to get to the point where you're just thinking, I'll give it, that you're fed up with it and that you don't want to do it anymore, and because I just don't want it to get to that point for you guys. So I do, yeah. I mean, the build you're looking at right now, Apple One, I think I have 20. Let me think. 27 sheep on there. I think I have 27 sheep on there at the moment, and so that produces obviously a lot of wool, which then helps with wool yarn, and yeah. And I mean, the cool thing with this build is that even with only 4 tractors and a small amount of cotton, I'm actually still able to keep an excess in the silo. But you'll notice it's not getting absolutely full, which is perfect. That's where you want it to be. When you've got the production, you want it to have a bit of an excess. So that means anytime that a worker comes to get something from your silo, get something from your store, there's always going to be something there, but you don't want it to the point where it's absolutely overflowing. Now you'll see with my wool, that's a little bit high. So I could probably remove maybe 1 or 2 more sheep and get it down to that point of where it's, like I say, it's perfect. You've got a bit of excess, but it's not maximizing, it's not, because obviously once it gets to 20, any wool after that point just gets thrown away, which is a waste. So like I say, with the cotton, it doesn't max. It gets up to close to it, but it doesn't absolutely max out, which is absolutely perfect. Because again, when I'm talking about time earlier on with your builds, the one thing that you always make sure that does not happen is that anything is waiting. So you don't want your loggers having to wait for trees to grow. You don't want your ATVs waiting around for feed or waiting around to collect wool. Everyone should be on the go all the time. That is the best way you can have a town set up, is that nothing is waiting around for anything else. Yeah, ghetto. Obviously, I am using a wheat stand, but like I was just saying with my wool, I've got way more sheep than I actually need. So what you could probably do is maybe remove a row of sheep, or even just sort of like, say, remove one side of the sheep and then put a load of wheat in there. And then obviously you can use, and then just use the area that would have been taken up by the wheat stand in another way. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I think I've got like 27 sheep, which is more than I actually need. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Prepared. I mean, personally, I actually, when I'm finished with my build, I actually remove my builders. If you don't need to have a builder on there, it's best to remove it, because people have noticed that when you have buildings that are Z-ing away, like you can see my power, you can see my power stations are all Z-ing away and stuff like that. When that actually apparently affects your frames per second, which then, because Townstar is not optimized as it should be, that actually affects your production rate as well. Now, normally in the competition, I would actually zoom into a small area of my build because that will actually push up my production rate. So I might just move it over and zoom into my truck, and if we wait for a bit, it's probably not going to do it, and the reason why it's not going to do it is because it's just going to make me look like an idiot. But normally you'll find that this would go up to like 40 or something like that. I have no idea why it's not. It might actually be because I'm streaming, but normally in competition, when I'm playing a competition, if I zoom in like this, my FPS rate will go up to like 40. But like I say, I think it's maybe because I'm streaming that it's just not quite working as effectively as it normally would. But that's what I do. So on the weekly, with skins, I'd be producing over 100 uniforms per hour. But that's with skins, and obviously I've got a wheat stand as well. So I'd be producing over 100 uniforms per hour. Okay, so we've had a few people. I can see you. You're sitting in the shadows. I can see you. So why not pop into the chat and play and throw a few quick questions at you? I can see that you've sneaked in, but you're not saying anything. So get in the chat, join in. Come on, we're having fun. Okay, so your FPS, Apple, is basically frames per second. Now, it's a bit of an ongoing argument. If you speak to a gamer, they will tell you that FPS has no bearing on your production rate. But if your FPS is really high on this game, it works faster. The game itself works faster. So, but when it drops down to, like anything, if you're dropping down into single figures or in just like tens, like early tens, your town works slower. So therefore, the rate that your town produces is slower. And that is something I've witnessed, and the reason why, or how I saw this, because I was skeptical on people saying that the FPS was affecting production. But I have two PCs. One's an i5 and one's an i7. I used to run my town on my i5, and I can't remember for what reason, but I had to swap it over to my i7. So I did, and when I did, obviously my FPS went up, and I instantly saw a dramatic improvement in my production rate. And that is why I basically say and state to people that, try and get your FPS as high as possible. I mean, I don't know what your browser you guys are using, but a lot of people use Brave, and Brave will give you good FPS early on. But the longer you leave Brave running, your FPS will drop. I now use Edge browser, the Microsoft Edge browser, and my FPS stays constant. So it does not drop off. I mean, obviously, like I say, we're low at the moment, and I think that's because we're streaming. But in the competition, it will be between 30 and 40, and it will stay around that level all the time. No problem. So if you, like I said, basically I'm trying to say, if you're using any other browser than Microsoft, you might want to swap over. Obviously, maybe you just swap over a short period of time. See if it does make a difference to you. But it definitely made a difference to me. So, Ghetto, you're saying that yours goes from 25 to 32, but then when you zoom in, it goes to over 60. Is that what you're saying? Hey guys, can you just do me a quick favor? My streaming software disconnected and then reconnected. Can you just tell me you can still hear me? Cheers, Ghetto. Yeah, that's brilliant. Thanks, Glitch. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. I just suddenly got this warning flash up on my screen saying that it had disconnected. I was like, oh no. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Brilliant. Yeah, I tell you, just Stan, I actually looked. I tell you, this was crazy. I was looking to spend close to £1,000 on a new PC for the only reason to play Townstar. And then I looked in the mirror and I gave myself a few good slaps, and then I thought, no, I'm not doing that. That is just ridiculous. So yeah, that, I mean, I was to that point where I was looking at almost trying to, get any edge I could in the game, and then I was just like, no, that is just ridiculous. So but yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of, it's like a lot of guys, they use okay, Apple, you take care. Great having you in the chat and here on the stream. Hope to see you again soon. Take care. Have a good evening. But yeah, that was just ridiculous. For about 3 days, I was battling with myself. Should I buy one? Should I not buy one? And then it was just like, no, I'm just not doing it. And it was a gift. Nice. Yeah, well, obviously, it's always nice when you get gifts like that. But yeah, I mean, you talk to a lot of the guys that do Townstar, and they're actually using proper gaming machines, serious gaming machines. I'm just not prepared to spend that kind of money. I mean, with the system I have, I'm earning Gala. I'm getting into that. Well, at one point, I was getting into the top 300 with no real problem, earning 300 to 400 Gala every competition. So I just didn't. What is the point if I don't really need it? So I'm just giving a bit of a shout out again to all of you guys that are stood there in the wings, just watching what's going on. Come on, get in the chat, get some questions in. Anything, whatever you want. If you want some advice on a build, ask. If you've got a question about the competition, ask. Anything. But also as well, make sure you get into our Discord. Our Discord has lots of information. There's a section of how-to videos. So they are all the videos I've produced on how to start your towns in different environments, how to set up your fuel depots in different environments, stuff on the auto sell script. We've got loads of stuff. Come and check out our Discord, link in the description. Prepared. I don't know if you've checked out my channel, my YouTube channel. I do have now, I think it's three programs. I think that we've got that are passive income. 2 are really good. Go and check out my channel. Go and check out the various playlists, and yeah. I've got a few programs in my channel, videos on passive income. So yeah, it might be something you want to look at. Cool, excellent. But that's excellent. Really appreciate you joining the Discord, Prepared. But just to let you know, the passive income videos are in my YouTube channel. So obviously, it's up to you whether you want to subscribe, but obviously that's where those videos are. And if you do click on the notification as well, you're going to get notified of all my new content that I load up as well. Two clips, my man. Welcome. It's great to have you here. I wasn't sure if you were going to turn up to this stream, but it's brilliant to have you here. And yeah, so your question is, hey man, how does the wheat stand work? So it's dead simple. If we can zoom in. So this is the wheat stand here. So as you can see, around the wheat stand are all the feeders. But if we zoom out, you will notice there are no wheat fields. And what the wheat stand does is it basically fills up your feeders without the requirement for your ranchers to, your farmers and your ranchers to actually collect wheat. So that is what the wheat stand does. It basically fills up your feeders. So as Ghetto has mentioned earlier, it basically gives you back a huge amount of space on your map, which then that allows you to add things more like more things like fabric plants, loggers, ATVs, and all these things build up and increase your production rate, and therefore obviously you're producing more uniforms, which give you more points and then moves you up the leaderboard. So that's how it works. Is it basically just takes replaces wheat fields. But yeah, and it's like I say, I'd probably say it's one of the best NFTs. If you're looking to get an NFT early on, it's one of the best NFTs to get. Oh, Prepared. Okay, cool. Thanks. Well, it's great to have you subbed and great now to have you connected with our Discord. So thank you very much for that. Cheapest wheat stand? They're not cheap now. Unfortunately, when I got mine, which was pretty early on, and well, I mean, I was actually lucky. I have mentioned this before. I was actually gifted. I was given my wheat stand, so I was very lucky. But they were a lot cheaper than they are now. I mean, if you look on OpenSea, I can't even remember what they are, but they're like, you're looking at about, what is it, $1,000 or something like that, dollars or something mad. I don't know, maybe something. They are pretty expensive, but if you do a private sale with a someone on a Discord, you could well get with someone. Okay, so 900 for the cheapest. So basically the one I've got is the one that's going for 900. So I said about 1,000. So, but yeah, so 2 clips. I did mention this earlier because we were talking about skins and the benefit of having skins and the cost of skins and stuff like that. If you are looking to purchase anything from Discord, anything from OpenSea, like you want to get NFTs or you want to get skins, drop me a DM in Discord and I will get you in touch with a trusted seller. I'm not getting anything from this. So, yeah, I want to make that clear. This person is just someone I've dealt with on numerous times. They're trusted. I've done very smooth trades with them lots of times for skins, and they are honest. They are good people. A lot of people are getting scammed at the moment for their NFTs and skins. So if anybody has any inkling on getting NFTs or skins for this game, drop me a DM in Discord and I will get you in touch with a trusted seller. Like I say, I'm not getting anything from it. I just don't want people losing money, okay? The thing is, as well, I mean, with these wheat stands, because they are a massive advantage, and like I say, they can take a build, say an NFT build without or a uniforms build without NFTs. I think you can get, I think it's like 65 to 70 uniforms without NFTs, but with a wheat stand. And especially a wheat stand with skins, you're looking at about 120 to 130 uniforms per hour. That is the difference it will make. I mean, if you only had a wheat stand, you are still looking at over 100 uniforms per hour. With the skins, just add that extra bit on top. That's great, 2 clips. I'm really pleased to hear that. I've seen it probably in the last 2 months. I have literally seen people lose tens of thousands of dollars on scams of people basically trying to do cheap deals on Discord through Discord, and people have lost serious amounts of money. Like I say, I've got this one person I deal with, and I only go to them. But I'm really glad to hear that you've done trades and you've not had any problems. So that's really great. Yeah, well, 2 clips. Like I was saying to everyone earlier, one NFT, one skin rather. So when you say you've bought over 10 NFTs, do you mean you've bought 10 skins? So yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah, because that's what you're saying. One from each pack. Yeah, so one skin gives a 1% boost. So from 10 skins, you're getting a 10% boost to your production rate. So yes, it does make a massive difference. And that's why I mean, if you can't afford a wheat stand, going for skins is, I think, the next best option, because it does it boosts. Even if you don't have any other NFTs, it still boosts your production by 10%. So if you were doing, say, you had skins, but you were doing a non-NFT uniform build. So if normally it would give you 65 to 70, with your skins you got 10% on top of that. It just pushes you that bit further up the leaderboard, and that is really what it's all about. In these weekly competitions, we're trying to get up that leaderboard as far as possible to earn as much of the of Gala, as much Gala as possible. So I don't. Have you guys out there? Do you know the website Gala Guru? Do you guys know the Gala Guru? So just give me a yay or nay or a yes or a no if you guys know the site Gala Guru. Okay, Justin doesn't. Okay. Oh, wow. There's quite a lot of you that don't know this. Okay, 2 clips you don't know. Okay, so this is a great site. I've actually had a really good chat with the developer a few months back. They are looking to add more updates to this site, but it's a great little thing for Townstar. So we'll dive into it. So, and I'll show you what it's all about. So if we do that, and then we go here. So this is Gala Guru. And now the great thing with this is, even in the game, you can look up how you are doing. You can look at your production rate, how it's going up and down, if it's being affected by anything, stuff like that. You can also, if you want to know how, say, if you're in a guild and you want to know how someone else is doing or whatever, this is a great site to come to. So if we go, well, basically, so let's pick someone. Cyber Shade, what was the name of your town in the competition? And Just Stan, what was the name of your town in the competition as well? Oh, you're an LWG guy. Just like me. I tell you, I don't know if you saw, we had LWG was seriously in the top 1,000. There was a lot of us. Okay, so let's have a look at. So here we go. There you go on the screen. Look, Serenity LWG. So they finished in 1,162nd place. There you go, and it tells you your points as well. You can see there. But this is what's really good is if you click on yourself. Okay. So this is your game. This is your game data. So this is how your town progressed. So obviously, in the early time, you were doing really well. This sudden drop here was probably a rollback or a reset, and then all these ups and downs. This is probably all your rollbacks and resets. So like I say, it's really good site to come to, and the great thing is even when the competition's over, you can come in here and look at. How you did and stuff like that. So Just Payne, I don't remember my town. 2 clips. Okay, so 2 clips gaming is yours. So let's say, 2. What is it? 2 clip. Do you spell it with a double I? Oh, you're not up there. Sometimes you do need to sort of. Let's just go back out. Let me see if I'm in here. Right, so let me see if I'm in here. Okay, so there's me, 622nd place. We'll have a look at my game data. So this is where it all went wrong. So you see how I was building nicely just there, a bit like Cyber Shade, and then it just absolutely plummeted. This was like my first reset, then that was my second reset, and then we had a huge spike, and then it's just like resets here and stuff like that. And yeah, it was absolutely, Yeah, that is, yes, two clips. It is the comps leaderboard. That's why I brought you guys to this site, because you can look yourselves up. So let's just have a quick look again. If you're not on here, two clips, where are you? No, you don't. You don't appear to be on here. I don't know if that is that. I don't know. I think might be their site. But anyway, it is a great site. Check it out. It's gala.guru. If you want to, ever in the game and you want to check out something or check someone else out, you can just come in here, type it in the search, and you can see how you go. So prepared, Christian. You were Froggy. Got some mad names here. Froggy, there we go. So Froggy, 148th place. Froggy, you had 179,640 points. Click here. Let's have a look at the game data. Oh man, that I'm guessing that point there is going to be where you forgot to turn your where your computer went to sleep. I'm guessing that is where you went to sleep, and then you had loads of up and downs, and then you had another long period of basically zero. Maybe that's where you switch your computer off. Yeah, sleeping. Yeah, and then all these up and downs you had. Man, that's crazy. But yeah, like I say, that is it's a great little resource tool, that gala.guru. So just put that into your bookmarks or whatever, and just use that throughout the game. And like I say, you can compare yourself to other players and stuff like that. So that's cool. Okay, so but I mean, obviously, looking at that, a few of you are out. Okay, Glitch. We'll dive back in there one last time just for you. You're a bit late to the party on that, but yeah. Okay, so let's dive back in there for the Glitch. Okay, so what we're looking at? What you call try hard. There you go, try hard. So 1500th place, 173,390 points, and let's have a look. Oh, look at that. That looks like someone with a major heart problem. That is a bad graph. I thought mine was bad, but that is a seriously bad graph. But yeah, what a mess. I totally agree. What a mess. Just in pain. I'm on server 1. I always use server 1 now. Prepared. Yeah, you beat the Glitch. Yeah, well done. Woohoo! Get a bit of that rivalry going. But yeah, I the reason why I'm always on I always go on server 1 now, Justin, is because I tend to find that if something gets reset, server 1 is usually the last one to happen to. I don't mean in the competition, by the way. Obviously, we're talking about monthly servers. But yeah, so I'm always on server 1. Also, as well, it's a little bit more competitive than the other servers. You tend to find more of the big players in server 1, so it just gives you a better idea of... Well, I mean, it doesn't give you a great idea, but it just gives you a little bit more competition. Yeah, the Glitch. He gave me palpitations for sure. Yeah, I could tell that. I mean, that graph, I don't think I've seen one that bad. That was absolutely horrific. Ghetto, You were definitely on the month. You were definitely on the weekly, though, weren't you? I know you said you were definitely on the weekly. The thing is with Gala Guru, sometimes you have to reset it a couple of times before you find yourself, or you just have to, go on there, wait a little bit, allow it to sort itself out, then look at yourself up. I've had it where I've gone on and I've tried 2 or 3 times and it's not showed me, and then I've just left the page open. I've left the page open and then gone back to it, and then it's worked fine. Gala Guru, for some weird reason, I don't know if it's the server they're on or what, but it can be a bit up and hit and miss, put it that way. Well, just Dan, I would have checked yours, but you said you couldn't remember what your town was called, so obviously it's a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, I just think I just think you're saying that you don't remember because you don't want us to look. You want to look in the privacy of your own home. Yeah, Ghetto, just hang on. Basically, what you want to do is go back to the leaderboard screen, give it 10 minutes, and then click into the search. Then clear the search. Then go back into the search. Oh, you just stand. Okay, so you found it. So you had 8. Yeah. Prepared. Absolutely amazing to have you here. Thanks again for joining the Discord. And yeah, obviously we're going to be doing these in the future, so I hope to see you again. Have a good evening. Obviously, I don't know if you guys have done it yet, but I really appreciate it if you could like this, the chat or like the stream. Really helps me out with the old YouTube algorithm and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and it obviously helps support my channel a bit. So if you haven't liked it yet, I really appreciate it. So I tell you what, I'm just curious if we just quickly if we go to the change server section. So if we scroll down, yeah, look, you see, it's definitely saying here 7 days. So competition server starts in 7 days, and like I say, that will coincide with the launch of Town Power. So we could well be seeing another competition, but I think it'll be really weird. I mean, if in 1 week they've got everything completely sorted and everything totally ironed out, for me that'll always, I mean, obviously I don't know how many developers they have working on this, but I just think it'll also almost be a little bit weird if they've done it that quick. But I wouldn't be moaning. I would be happy if they've got it all sorted out. Okay, guys. So you got any questions? You got any more questions? Any advice you want on your builds? Anything that you're not quite sure about? Just throw in the chat, and we'll get to it. Yeah, the ghetto. When you look at the clocks in the listing, like the server listings, it's the same. It's they tend to round up, but yeah, like you say, on this page right now, it's saying 6 days left. But like I say, in 7 days, so next Tuesday, that will be the 5th of April, and competitions normally always start on a Tuesday at 5 p.m. GMT. And yeah, so we'll just have to see. I mean, like I say, if we have another competition next Tuesday, I would be super happy about that. Obviously, as long as it's working properly. Ghetto. So you do need a mountain. Yeah, because basically you need to produce wine bottles, and wine bottles require, I think it's something like limestone and something else, and you need that to get that from your mines. So you need a mountain to have mines. The sand thing is a bit. Basically, a lot of people do their wine builds in the desert because you do need sand for your silica mines. But I was talking to, was it the Glitch? Glitch, I don't know, was it you I was talking to? And basically, yeah, you do need sand for glass, but you also need something else for your wine build, which you get from the mines. Cybershade. Okay. And iron for barrels. Okay, yeah. I knew you needed something from mines, but so a lot of people do their wine builds on desert because the requirement for silica for these silica mines. But if you can find a forest biome or even a plains biome which joins or borders a desert, you can actually basically have the advantage of the forest and be able to sell all your ponds and get that 91,000 cash start. And then what you do is you just put your silica mines on that desert border. So you just put them on the side, the very edge where it joins the desert, and that will mine silica for you, no problem. Okay, sorry, Glitch. I must have been talking to someone else. So, yeah, so if you don't know, wine builds are really good for accounts that do not have NFTs. And also, if you get it right, they're actually more competitive than uniform builds. So, yeah, if you can perfect a wine build, that is going to hold you in really good stead for the next competition. So yeah, so you basically need sand for the bottles, and you need a mountain for the various stones and iron from your mines. Yeah, that's correct, Ghetto. That's what you need. Okay, guys. I know. I keep going on. Well, I don't keep going on about it, but I just like to let you guys know that I'm super stoked that you're here. It's really good because, as you probably know that follow my channel, most times it's just videos. I'm just basically talking to a screen and explaining stuff. So to actually get a chance to chat with you and go through questions that you have and stuff like that, it is. I know it might sound a bit weird, but it's actually something really special for me. And I really appreciate you being here and participating in this stream. And I just want to let you know that. So thank you very much. Ghetto, it's not the site doesn't want to work. It just doesn't like you. So you guys got any more questions? Anything else you want to know? Anything you're curious about? Anything I've not covered? Anything like that? The Glitch, absolutely super having you here. I really appreciate you coming and participating in the stream. Good luck with the next vid, and I will catch you soon. Yeah, Ghetto, it's I really like to live stream. I do like to live stream, but sometimes it's I find it easier, if I've got to explain something and in quite detailed. I just think I find it's better done on a video. But I do love to. I am really enjoying live streaming now. Cybershade, no problem, mate. I do this because I want to help you guys out. That is one of the biggest drives for me, is to basically put those videos out there and then hear back from you guys on how well they're working for you. That is the real big thing for me. So absolutely no problem, and I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. Kurt Meister, wow, we have someone new. Absolutely brilliant to see you here. Thanks for popping in. Obviously, any questions, put them in the chat. I see you've already put one there, but the more the better. So do we make crypto from this game? Yes. There are two ways to make crypto from this game. So the way you would earn cryptocurrency is that you complete daily tasks and you earn town coin. Now, the only proviso on that is it does require you to own NFTs in the game. So if you're not wanting to invest in the game, but you still want to make yourself some crypto, what you need to do is just practice building your towns, get them to the point where they're working well and productive, and then enter into the weekly competitions. If you can finish in the top 1,000 players, you will win Gala tokens, which is obviously a crypto coin. So they are the two ways you can make coins from this game. Justin, that's great. I'm really glad that you find the information that I put out there helpful. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And again, it's great to have you here. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ever going to do that, Ghetto. Like it is literally hours. It is hours upon hours well, as you know what it's like to go from zero to finished build. I mean, you're looking, from zero up to fuel basically being fuel efficient is about 3 or 4 hours. And then to get to the point where your town is completely complete and optimized, yeah, you're looking at over 8 hours. So I'm not sure I'll ever do a live full build, but you never know. You never know. Defi Krypton, welcome to the stream. Great to have you here. And as I keep saying, obviously any questions, throw them in the chat. The more, the merrier. What NFT do you have other than a wheat stand? So I have the wheat stand, as you can see. I have a couple of silos. I have the water bot, Pudsey, the water bot. I have an alpha fountain, which actually you can see is right here. That's the alpha fountain. That basically, it's a fountain that sort of works in the same way as a pond. So it gives you 2 water all the way around. And then I've got a load of skins. So that's pretty much everything that I have. I do have to say though, I have been very fortunate, and because of my absolutely amazing viewers and subscribers, is most of the NFTs that I own, I have been gifted. They have been donated to me by subscribers and viewers just for what I do. Which, and every time I say that, it takes me aback, because I can't believe that people can be that generous. But I really do appreciate it. I really, really do. Okay, so Kurt Meister, yes, you can purchase them with ETH. If you so basically the cheapest NFT you can get if you want to get yourself started in Townstar, what I advise you is that you go and open up an account and then you get yourself a gold membership. With that gold membership, you get various perks through the Discord channel, but you'll also get a free NFT. That NFT is the Express Depot truck, which is just over here. So this truck here is the Express Depot truck, and what that does, and it is a massive help, one, it's a lot more fuel efficient. So even if you are quite a long way away from the nearest town, it will cost you a lot less in fuel than a standard trade truck will. But it will also cut down the amount of time it takes to make that delivery. So say you're a minute and a half from the nearest city using the standard trade truck, it will probably knock off something like about a minute or close to a minute using the Express Depot trade truck. So obviously, and it will also probably take you from, say, requiring 2 fuel with the standard trade truck down to only requiring 1 fuel with the Express Depot truck. So, like I say, the gold membership, it will only earn you 1 town coin per day, but it's a good start. And the thing is, it's $50, which obviously for some people that is a large amount, but it's not as a huge amount as buying other NFTs. And it gives you a starting point to make you think to yourself, do I want to be getting further into this game, or is it not for me? Because if it's not for you, you can put your NFT, your Express Depot on OpenSea and just sell it. So, that's basically my advice. If you're going to look at NFTs, get into the gold membership first and then decide, play the game for a while and then see if you want to invest any more. Do I definitely Krypton? Yeah, I always do Wall Rush. I always do Wall Rush because I have a wheat stand. Personally, even without a wheat stand, I still think the Wall Rush is the best. Simply because, as I was talking to Justin, they do the sugar, and Justin said that sugar will give you, for every 10 sale, 31,500 cash. Yeah, selling 10 wool will give you over 45,000. So that's an extra gain into your cash pot for building up the rest of your town. But also as well, the wool will give you 240 city points, which is gonna, if you're selling 10 wool regularly, that's really gonna ramp you up in the early start, ramping you up that leaderboard. So Wool Rush for me is always a good start. Okay, so Defi Krypton, if I were to buy, which would it be? Styling Ride? No, it wouldn't be Styling Ride. Obviously some of the styling NFTs do give you various advantages, especially when it comes to wine. Yes, that's what I was about to say when it comes to wine, because if you get, is it the epic or the legendary, it will give you passive iron or something like that. So like you say, you can get away with not having a mountain and stuff like that. And I think another one of the other ones gives you passive oil or something, I can't remember. But for me, obviously it comes down to how much you want to spend. That's what it comes down to. For me, if you check out my YouTube channel, obviously I don't know if you're a subscriber to my YouTube channel, but if you go and check out my other programs, I always show everybody how to do things, how to use the programs for free. So that is what I always try and tell people, is to try and get into these programs and into these games for as little as possible. And the reason for that is because if anything goes wrong, you've not lost a whole lot. So I would say, for me, if you said to me what is my NFT I would buy, apart from obviously getting the gold trade truck, it would be the wheat stand. I've said this for a long time. I think the wheat stand gives you, it's because it can be used in so many different builds. That's the thing, is you can use a wheat stand in so many different builds, where certain NFTs you can only use or are only good for, say, one build. So say you've got your styling ride, and that's good for wine. But say the meta is then cakes. Well, that's not going to help you, because, and if the meta is cakes, then things like wine and stuff like that will all be nerfed. Your cakes will be boosted. Whereas if I've got my wheat stand, I use it for uniforms, but should there be a meta of cakes, I can still use it for cakes. And that's what I'm saying. It's really good across so many different builds, and that's why I do suggest it. Erosh Anno, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Welcome to the chat. Great to have you here. Any questions that you need answering, throw in the chat. Guys, when's the next competition? So we were just in the servers a bit earlier, Erosh, and it does say on the competition server 7 days, which would be next Tuesday. Next Tuesday will be the 5th of April, which coincides with the launch of Town Power. So I would say that is probably when the next competition is going to be. To win free crypto, that'll be it. 7 days. Kurt Meister has put that there, 7 days. That's at the moment what it is. Obviously, if you guys join my Discord channel, you will get all the latest updates from the Townstar announcements. You'll get it from you'll get the game announcements. You'll get other Townstar announcements as well. And so that's just joining my Discord. You'll get those announcements come straight through to your Discord if you join. Yeah, so that's what we were just saying, Eros. So 7 days, which is the 5th of April. So that, like I say, that coincides with the launch of Town Power, which I think is when they're going to be looking to do the next one. Let's actually hope that it goes well this time. So, okay, so obviously we've had a few new people join. So just a quick question. So this question is to Defi Krypton, to Kurt Meister, and to Erosh Anno. Was this the first competition, the weekly competition you entered? So just put yes or no in the chat. Was the last competition the first weekly competition that you had entered? Okay, so Erosh says no. So Erosh, how did you get on? Been playing a while, but first comp. Oh, okay. So Defi, you've been practicing. So you've been practicing getting your builds good, and that is what you should. That is what people should do. I mean, obviously you can enter the the weekly competitions the first day you join if you happen to land on a competition. But yeah, I think getting to learn how the game works, understand how to build a productive town, and that is sort of what you need to be doing a bit of research before you get into these weekly competitions. Kurt Meister, well, thank you very much for being a subscriber to the channel. Really appreciate that. So so Erosh, you say that you have entered the competitions before. How did you get on in the last competition? And Defi, how did you get on in the last competition? Oh right, so Erosh, basically, if you want to know how to look at the competition, James N, welcome to the chat. Great to have you here. Any questions, just throw them in the chat below. Obviously we'll answer them as soon as we can. Thanks. It's not a competitive build. It's just a nice little build that I threw together on monthly server 1 to earn my town coin from the daily quests. So Erosh, if you want to see where the servers are, if you just click on your avatar at the top, and then what you do is you just go to change server, click there, and then obviously if we scroll down, you can see here competition server inactive, and that I see it's now gone to 6 days. So that's quite interesting, Ghetto. What you were pointing out, that he said 7 days, it's now changed to 6 days, and the reason for that is because it's past the time that the competition would normally start. So yeah, so there you go. Okay, so let's get back to our nice build. Oh, 640 though, so you'll just be Defi. That's cool. So you're just behind me. I was 627, and we had Apple 1 here, which I think they were at like 620 or something like that. They were at. So Erosh, you haven't said, how did you get on the competition and where did you place? Defi, yeah, I mean, obviously hoping with the next competition that obviously things like resets and rollbacks and all the other things that happen to everybody else, they're gone, and we can just have a nice clean competition. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, something that I was really pleased with, and I'm obviously, it'd be nice to hear if you guys had the same experience. When the counter hit 0, I logged straight in and was able to get to a good spot right away. There was no messing about with this stuck at 60% or, struggling to get into the competition server. That is one thing that they seem to have sorted out. So do you agree with that? Do you guys that have just joined the server, were you able to get into the game, the competition, pretty easy? So, Defi, I don't know if you've checked it out, but if we look here, so these are the reward points for obviously the places that we've come, or the tiers that we've landed on with our places. So obviously you're 640, so you should be earning about $40 for that place. But I also did mention earlier on in the stream that a lot of times with these weekly competitions, they end up removing quite a lot of cheaters. Now, if you move up 41 places, you then fall within the 401,600 spot, and you've just made yourself $60. And again, I mentioned this earlier, I was in a competition a few months back, and I was well out of the top 400. by the time they'd removed all of the cheaters, I ended up at 376th place, and it was something like a jump of like nearly 100 places. After they moved all the cheaters, I moved up. So, like I say, a lot of you guys that are just bordering on that sort of top 1,000, when they've done that, you might find yourself in the top 1,000 and or further up in the top 1,000 and actually earning more than you expected. Sorry to hear that, Defy. I mean, most people I spoke to did not get stuck at 60%. Can I ask, Defy, what browser are you using? James, when I've cleaned my internet cache, it seemed to resolve the load screen hangups. Okay, cool. But I haven't tried for the 1 week yet. I'm learning on the 30-day P2E. James, that is the way to do it. That is the way to do it. The only way, and I've said this again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I've said this on no end of the videos. The way to do well in this game is to understand how to play it, and then understand how to play it well. So there's two different things there. Understanding how to play it is one thing. Understanding how to play it well is a completely different. And you only get that from learning and learning from other people. So that is why I do the how-to videos. I do build, I try and show in some of my earlier videos, I showed my full builds and stuff like that. I mean, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, go and check out my channel. Go and check out I got two playlists. So I have a Townstar updates playlist and I have a Townstar how-to playlist. Both of those playlists have various different videos. They're all going to give you hints and tips on how to get started. And if you go into the updates playlist, you will see that in those early videos, I actually show my full builds for you guys to use. So there's uniform builds in there and some other stuff in there, and that's going to help you guys out just to get a starting point if you don't already have a good build already. Defy, I'm talking about like three or so months ago, when cheaters were absolutely rife. They have apparently put in certain things into place to crack down on cheaters, but I guarantee you there will still be cheaters. There will still be cheaters, because the thing is with Gala, they're only going to implement code for the most obvious cheats. That's what they'll implement code for, but people will find a way around it, and they will figure out a way to get past those problems that Gala are put, or those hurdles that Gala are putting in their way. So you will start to see cheaters. Yeah, no, Defy, I use Edge as well. The only reason I asked was because I thought you might be using either Brave or Chrome, and I know Brave and Chrome do suffer from that 60% hang up thing. Still, I found with Edge I don't have that problem, but yeah, I do know the other ones definitely do. That's why I asked. But if you're using Edge, you are using, in my opinion, the best browser to be on. James, yeah, that's cool. I'm like I say. I mean, I keep saying it, but this is why I do it. This is why I do it. I love it. I love this for comments like what James has just said, because he's watched one of my videos and it's helped, and that's what I'm doing it for. I just want to help you guys out, get the most of this program, to do as well as you can, get yourself earning some of that free crypto. That is what I love about it, and this is what I'm loving more and more about these live streams, because I actually get to chat with you, and that whole back and forth, and it's brilliant, and I love it. So thanks for that, James. I'm really glad that it's helping you out. Yeah, two clips. I totally agree. I mean, I I actually, I sort of, I wouldn't say I screwed up. I just got a bit disillusioned because I actually got into this game in 2019. So that it was like within, the first few months of the game actually launching. And as we know, Gala has a tendency of dragging its feet on things. And so when you're spending hours and hours and you're playing, in the early days, everyone kept saying, yeah, you're going to be earning crypto from this and stuff like that. And I was working my butt off, spending hours playing the game, getting into that top 100 because that's what you needed to be at the time. And then they're like going, oh, yeah, no, at the moment we're not paying, but we will be paying in the future. And this went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then I just walked away from it. I was just like, no, I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with them telling me I'm earning, I'm doing all this stuff. And then they're saying, oh, actually, we're not paying. We're still not paying at the moment. So I came back to it a year later. I mean, if I'd persevered with it, I would probably be right up there with the big boys with the kind of NFTs they've got because I would have been earning that, those big amounts of crypto. I mean, back in the day when they first launched this game, the first place winner of the weekly competition would win 130,000 Gala tokens. That is how much they were giving away. Now, obviously, so many people have joined. They've had to cut that down so they can give out more prizes. But yeah, I mean, that I just got to say, I got a bit fed up with it. Anyway, So Ghetto, you finally got to see your game. You finally got to see your game data. Well, I'm really happy. I felt that you were starting to feel a bit left out, so I'm happy that you managed to do it. Yeah, so I did mention this earlier. Obviously, for those I don't know, for those of you that have joined, obviously I have mentioned it, but if you're using Brave browser or Chrome, they're not the most optimized browsers for Townstar. I mean, I use Brave for everything, but in Townstar I use Edge, and I got told this. I couldn't like I got told this by a lot of people that are much better than me at the game, and I couldn't understand the difference until I started using it, and now I use Brave for everything except Townstar, and I use Edge for Townstar. So, we got any more questions out there? Anybody got anything else? Anything got something that's niggling at them? Something that you might not even think, well, is that worth asking? But at the end of the day, if it's something that you're curious about, I want to hear about it. It might be something that everyone will go, wow, I didn't realise that, or something like that. So if you've got any questions, just throw them in the chat. Yeah, James. Fire. Yeah, I mean, I actually don't know a whole lot of people that use Firefox for Townstar, to be honest. But the main thing that I found with Edge, and this is something I was talking about FPS, which I don't know if you know. Basically, your frames per second is that. With Brave especially, is that your FPS, right? And I mean, I don't know if you're a gamer. A lot of gamers dispute this, but if your FPS is low in Townstar, that means that your town is slow. So if you can get your FPS higher, and especially if it can remain high, your town will be faster. What I've noticed with Brave is that Brave is really good at the beginning, but the longer you leave it running, your FPS drops off. With Edge, it stays up at a good level. Now, you can see mine is pretty low at the moment, and that is, I believe, because I'm streaming. Normally in the competitions, my FPS is between 30 to 40, 35 to 40, and it remains at that for the whole time. I will make sure that I will refresh in the morning and I refresh in the evening, just to obviously clear the decks of any stuff that's built up in the cache and stuff. But I find that with Edge, that my FPS remains stable at about 35 to 40. So, like I say, I don't know if you want to try that out. So just use Edge, try it on your computer, see if it improves things. Because, like I say, if it's speeding up your town, it's speeding up your production. Okay, so balance of cotton to wool yarn. So the way I normally do it is that, so I have, in a uniforms build, I'll have the same amount of wool yarn fabric plants as I have uniforms, and then I have a 2-to-1. So if I have 5, is it 2-to-1 or is it 3-to-1? It might, no, I think it's 2-to-1. So if I have 5 uniforms, I'll have 5 wool, and then I'll have 10 cotton yarn. So that's sort in a competition build. So it's basically, that's how I do it. It's like a 2-to-1. I'm sure it's 2-to-1. I'm sure it's a 2-to-1. So would that be right? So it might be 3-to-1. Actually thinking about it. So normally in a uniforms build, I'd have about 29 to 30 fabric plants, and then I would say have 4 to 5 uni, 4 to 5 wool, and then the rest would be cotton yarn. So if that, I hope that helps. Yeah, so that's it. About 29 to 30 fabric plants, and then that's how I would divide it. 5, let's say 5 uni, 5 wool, and then the rest would be cotton. Yeah, James, that's the first thing that I always do is when I come in here. The other things I don't know if you guys know is if you go in here and then you go to advanced, when you first start, make sure you mute your sound, mute both of these, turn off your shadows, turn off your anti-analyzing. I just put on my FPS so I can keep an eye on it, and then turn your sunlight right down. Doing all of that is going to save resources and basically take a lot of the stress off your system, so all of those resources can then be used to basically run in Townstar a lot better. So that's what I always do when I first get in, is I switch all those things off. Dennis, I missed you. You snuck in here. I didn't see you coming. Dennis? Is that Dennis with a Z or Denise? Dennis? Anyway, you snuck in here. I didn't see you. So anyway, great to have you here. Welcome to the chat. Good to see that you're putting questions in there and you're saying what are the best NFTs to get for their in-game utility. So we covered this just a while back, but obviously I really don't mind. For in-game utility, personally, if you're looking to get an NFT or your first NFT, they are a little expensive, but I would say a wheat stand, because the thing is with a wheat stand is it can be utilized in so many different builds. It can be utilized in uniforms, it can be utilized in cakes, it can be basically anything that you have got livestock in, whether it be cows, chickens, sheep. You can use a wheat stand. So that would be my recommendation when it comes to utility and the use of it across multiple builds. I would say a wheat stand. You don't need to go for the epic, you don't need to go for the legendary. Mine is the bog standard common wheat stand, and and basically with that you can get, I think it's up to 19. I mean, I could still, if I moved that road, I could actually get another 3 above that. You can get up to about 19 feeders connected to that, which obviously that supplies a lot of feed, which then obviously you can have a lot of ATVs, a lot of sheep, that is a lot of wool, and so on and so on. So yes, a wheat stand is what I would say. Ghetto, yeah, there's a lot of things that are thrown in Townstar just so it looks nice, and the clouds are one of them. So yeah, they don't help. Yeah, again, James, anything that you are adding on top of your already very heavy, hungry, sort of resource-hungry game is going to slow things down even more. So everything you can switch off, do it. I mean, even your FPS. If I switched off my FPS, that would probably actually boost my FPS. But I like to see my FPS just so I know how my town is running. Yeah, okay, so Defi, yeah, 3-1. It's 3-1. That's what I said. Like, you know, I have about 30 fabric plants, and then I divided it how I said. 2 clips. Seriously thinking about getting a week stand before the weekly. Well, like I said, mate, if you are interested, DM me and I'll put you in touch with some trusted suppliers. Don't just go off and I know you said that you've already done some trades, but like I say, if you can't get them through the people you're normally getting them through, DM me in Discord and I'll put you in touch with some other people. Yeah, 2 clips. Yeah, shadows are hard on everything. They're hard on everything, on your GPU, your CPU, everything. Yeah, James, now and again, what you will find is that you need to switch certain things off. So if you've got a town up and running and then you suddenly think you need to change something, or you want to add something, you might need to switch some other things off. So you basically, like things like, if you want to, hey Paul, welcome. Sorry, I'll be with you. Welcome to the server, Paul. Good to see you here. Welcome to the stream. Obviously, any questions you got, stick them in the chat. Oh, you're not staying? Oh, I'm gutted. I thought you were here to stay. No, we're going to be here for a while. So if you want to obviously throw some questions in the chat, that's no problem. So, yeah, so what I was saying is if you're, say, doing a uniforms build, and you can do it one or 2 ways. So what I tend to do is I'll get certain things up and running, which then will obviously start producing your wool yarn, and it will start producing you more city points, it will start producing you more money. But then you might find that you need to turn some of those things off because they're using up all your lumber, and you need your lumber and your wood to then build more stuff. So it's a bit of it can be a bit of a juggling act, but it can be a bit of a juggling act. But like I say, for me at the beginning of any competition, and I'll tell you this, it's not a secret, is I'm just trying to move up that leaderboard as fast as possible, because if I do that, I know I've got plenty in hand that if I start slipping back, I know once my build is done, I will then start moving up again. But if you try and do too much too quick and you're not really moving up, that means you've got further and further to catch up. So like I say, I will always try and get up that leaderboard as fast as possible. If you check the leaderboard early on in the game, you'll see me in that top 100. You might even see me in that top 50. And I'll hang there for a few hours or whatever. And then you might start seeing me drop down as I start building the rest of my town. But I try and get up there as fast as possible. Just Dan, yeah. So, like I say, Brave will give you a really good FPS to begin with. If you sit there, I mean, obviously, I don't know if you're just looking at say a blank tile. To be honest with you, that's not great. In my Microsoft Edge, when I go into a blank tile, I'm looking at over 200 FPS or close to 200 FPS. So I'm not sure what you're looking at. But if you have a town and you're looking at it through Brave, let it run for a bit and see if your FPS drops, and you'll find it will. Two clips. I don't know if you heard me talk about this earlier. To be quite honest, I'm not that concerned about Town Coin as on a price. Basically because if Gala were using Town Coin right across every single one of their games, then I would expect it to increase. But because they're having a different in-game currency in every single game, I don't think Town will really go very high at all. It might go higher than it is at the moment, but I don't think it will go hugely high. I personally think what you'll find, well, what I'm looking at is Gala token, because the Gala token covers the platform as a whole. When the platform starts improving and more games come online and stuff like that, you will find the Gala token increasing. And I think if they become as successful as they hope they will, it will increase a huge amount. But Town Coin, because of the way they're using it, I don't think it's going to increase that a whole lot. Whereas a company or a platform I've talked about a lot in my videos is Engine. Now, Engine is a massive play-to-earn platform. They produce loads of mobile P2E games, but they use Engine coin on the same coin on every single one of their games. So that means, you can go and earn Engine in one game, then just go, I don't want to play that game anymore. Move over to another one of their games, and then you can still buy stuff from that store. You can still buy stuff from that store because Engine works in every single one of their games. So that's why I just think the way Gala are dividing all of their in-game currencies, they're making them different in every game. I personally think it's a bad idea. I think it'd give a much better member experience if it was one coin across the board. So that means it didn't matter what game you were in, you could buy stuff. So yeah, Engine for me on that level, at that point, they've done a much better job. But like I say, if Gala, the platform, goes big, you'll find that Gala token goes big. And that's more what I'm focusing on rather than the in-game tokens. Yeah, Dennis, in the competition, that was the same for everybody. The sneaky way around that, so you're saying that whenever you check the leaderboard you'd get a rollback in the competition, yeah. And a lot of people were understanding this, but a lot of people actually didn't realize the way to get around it. And I'll show you the way to get around it. This is dead simple for all of those of you that are going to be doing the next competition. And if we have issues similar to the last competitions, which let's hope we really do not, but if you want to check where you are on the leaderboard, just do this. So basically, go click the world here. Click that. scroll into your where you are, and then click on your icon. And there you go. It tells you where you are on the leaderboard, and it tells you how many stars. And it does not produce a rollback. It did not produce a rollback in the competition doing it that way. So that's why a lot of people, I actually went on to the Lycan Warlords chat that he was doing after I'd sort of finished my town. And I told him that. I said, look, I don't know if your viewers know this, but check the leaderboard this way and it won't have a problem. You won't get a rollback. And he passed that on, so. Two clips. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, basically, obviously I got town. I was here when town was first thought up. So I've been here from the beginning with town. But like I say, I do think it will go up. I just don't think it will go up that high because of the way they're doing it. Although, because of what they're doing with Town Coin, sorry, not Town Coin, with Town Power, which is essentially forcing people to hold Town Coin in their account, that will basically push the price of Town Coin up. But at the same time, when it does get to a higher point, everyone suddenly decides to sell it, it's going to drop like a rock, and then it's going to be a long time before it goes back up again, because it's the only reason what's pushing it up is the fact that people are hanging on to it, not because people are using it or because it has any huge amount of utility. I mean, obviously, the other thing that Gala are doing is they are making a lot of the NFTs they release to be purchased in town only, which again sort of creates this false thing and pushes the coin up. But like I say, I'm not wholly really that focused on any of the in-game currencies. I'm focused on Gala. Yeah, Ghetto, 21 pence. I mean, is that pence or is that cents? I'm assuming it's pence that you're looking at. I don't know why. I mean, I'm from the UK, but I look at everything in dollars, and I think it is basically because when I first got into cryptocurrency, I was mining, so I was Bitcoin mining, and everything in the early days was done in dollars. So I just have if I look at something in pence or pounds, I have no idea what that means to me. So I look at everything in dollars. It's the only way I can figure it out. Yeah, so James, basically what they're creating is because in mining and Justin will know this because he mines, is you have two different types of mining. So you have POW, which is proof of work, and then you have POS, which is proof of stake. So Gala is essentially creating a proof of stake platform, which means that you get rewarded in a sense. I mean, in mining it would work differently. So in mining, if you were on a proof of stake platform or a proof of stake mining pool, you would actually get awarded according to how much of that currency you held in your wallet. Whereas what Gala have done is it's sort of the same thing, but instead of being rewarded for the coins that you hold, or the town coin that you hold, what they're doing is just saying, oh, well, we're not actually going to award you per se. We're just going to allow you to have the town coin that you actually should have in the first place. So And like I say, they've done this, they're saying, to balance out the big whales, to try and slow down how much the whales are earning or how much the whales are spending, however you want to look at it, to how much the smaller accounts are getting. But the problem is they're bringing this in so late in the day that anyone that you would class as a whale, they're not going to have a problem with this, and they'll have probably a huge excess of town coin. So even if they want to buy or they want to sell, they can. So really, even though they're saying that this is to sort of tame the higher accounts, it's not. It will tame the mid accounts, and it will tame the mid account, and it might even hurt the lower account. But the really high accounts, it's not going to do anything to, in my opinion. It's not going to do anything to. Yeah, just down. That's what they're saying, and that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're saying they're trying to do, is balance the ecosystem. But like I say, this is being brought in so late in the day that the really, really high accounts, it's not gonna affect. It's really, really not gonna affect. So what they're saying that will happen is, in my opinion, won't happen. But at the end of the day, what can you do? And I've said this on other videos, is that, like any business, Gala have a business plan. They have an agenda, and they will follow that no matter what. Yes, they will say, they will put out votes to the members. They will put out like streams and saying, look, we're going to do this, but we want your feedback. And that is great. But in my opinion, whatever the outcome of those streams or those votes, one way or the other, they are still going to move forward with their plan. Because that is how business works. But I love the game. I love this game. I think if Gala pulls this off and they become like the biggest P2E platform, on the planet, as what they keep saying they're going to be, it will be amazing. And if everything works seamlessly, it will be even more amazing. And if you have a serious amount of Gala tokens, it will be seriously amazing, because they are going to skyrocket. But like I say, right at this moment, they are following a plan. And in my opinion, no matter what they say, they are going to stick to that plan. Okay, guys, so any more questions? Any thoughts? Anything that you want clearing up? Just throw them in the chat. Yeah, Dennis, it's just the way it goes. It's the way it goes. It's if you're in at ground zero, you're always going to be better off. Town coin. Obviously, the thing is, if you follow crypto and have followed crypto for a good length of time, any new coin that comes on the market, everyone goes crazy for. It flies up there, and then everybody sells and then that is a lot of times the last you ever hear of it in the sense of any real sort of progress or moving up. It's just how crypto is, because crypto is still such a young thing. It's just massive speculation, but it's also it's also undone. Yeah, SHIB, exactly, Ghetto. SHIB, I was thinking the exact same thing. SHIB is exactly it. Everyone went crazy for SHIB. It skyrocketed, and then, like I was about to say, the thing is as well is everyone then freaks out because they've bought all this at a real low price. It skyrockets, and then the problem is everybody's first thought is it's not going to last. So everybody sells, and then it doesn't last because it just collapses. And that is exactly what happens. That's why when Justin asked me the coins that I mine, Bitcoin, it's been around forever, and because it's so, like people refer to it, it is the granddaddy of crypto. And it's something that, I mean, literally the whole crypto market is gauged by Bitcoin. I wish it wasn't so true. I wish more coins would stand on their own. But as soon as Bitcoin drops, everything else drops. Because again, everyone panics. Everyone freaks out and they just start selling. And this is the thing, because crypto is just like stocks and shares. It's volatile, it goes up, it goes down. But the problem is most crypto nowadays is purchased by people that think it's a quick way to get rich, that have been told by their friend down the pub, oh mate, you got to get into crypto, it will make you loads of money. And so they go and spend $1,000, $2,000 on a coin, whether it be Bitcoin or something else. And then what happens is Bitcoin drops, everything else starts to drop in sync, and then these newbies that don't know a whole lot about crypto and they've just been told by their mate down the pub, they freak out and they sell, and then everything just collapses. And then obviously we'll see, because Bitcoin is so resilient, eventually starts building up, all the other crypto then starts building up, and then people start investing again. So going back to what Dennis pointed out, is most people, not everybody, most people invest at the wrong time. They invest on the high rather than the low. And that is purely down to a lack of knowledge. Now, I'm not saying people are stupid at all. I'm just saying that it's just, a lack of understanding of how crypto works. And that is why people get caught out, and that is why we see such fluctuations in the crypto world, is basically because people that don't know buy late, then end up selling because it's collapsing, and then it just all starts all over again. And we've got so many coins, it could go on for years, and if not decades, before it ever gets sorted out about what coins are truly going to get used, what coins are worth keeping. Now and again, you'll see exchanges just get rid of coins because they're just not being bought or traded or used. But it's going to take years. I don't know, what is it, 500 or something mad coins, 500 coins we have out there now. And it's just, it's just mad. It is just mad. Yeah, Ghetto, at the end of the day, when you talk about it like that, BTC was fine until they brought in, what was it? There was a certain type of trading that wasn't allowed at the beginning. And then they opened the doors up to this certain kind of trading. And then that's when Bitcoin plummeted. I think it absolutely plummeted. It dropped to about 4,000 and then eventually worked its way back up to obviously where we're at now. But this was a good few years back. But when it was just being standard traded, it didn't really affect it, but then they opened up a different type of trading which they didn't at first, and then it really made a difference. But yeah, I mean, it's it might have been that. Yeah, it might be that, Dennis. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I just remember there was a big thing. They weren't sure if they wanted to allow it, and then they did allow it, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin just absolutely plummeted. But yeah, I mean, James, you're totally right. I mean, every time the halving comes around on BTC, it becomes rarer, and its rarity value goes up. And so, I mean, people say that it's too late to get into crypto. It's not at all. It's not even too late to get into BTC. But the thing is you do need to be holding before all those coins have been distributed, and before that those halvings are finished, basically. Okay, so obviously we're drifting off here, guys. I don't really want to be getting into trading and stuff like that. Obviously, it's really interesting. I'm not saying it's not interesting. I love talking about this stuff and crypto and that. But we are here to chat about Townstar. We are here to hear how everyone got on. We're here to hear any questions and any advice. I mean, is there anything that you new people have, say, learnt and that maybe us older people haven't got around to knowing? Anything, advice that you've picked up, you've been told about, that you might want to share with us? James, how to answer that? I think the only way I could say is if you as a standard reply, I would say no. Basically, the minimum really you want. I mean, basically, if you're doing uniforms, Oceanside is no use to you at all. Ocean, do not get, if you're doing uniforms, do not get Ocean, because you are going to be stuck on a tile that you can't do uniforms very successfully on, because salt water does not help crops grow. So therefore you don't get any passive benefit from the water. So just make sure you got a river. One side obviously is good. Two rivers is best. But as to say whether you can do it successfully without, you can, but you need NFTs and you would need skins to really be competitive. Paul, wow. Hey, welcome to the chat. Sorry, we've been here a while, and but it's great to have you here. Any questions you got, just throw in the bottom. So let's have a look. So you didn't do the competition this week. You missed the start. Can I use the production widget now? Yes, of course. Yeah, if you've got the Tampa Monkey production script, you can use it anytime. It's not a competition-only based script. You can use it anytime you want. And to be honest with you, I would always tell people to use it, because it's a really good way of understanding how your town is working, and also whether you are going to be competitive. If you search around on the internet or ask questions on that, people will tell you what a competitive build is for a set thing. So, if you want to be in the very top, a competitive build on uniforms is 100 plus. Yeah. So a competitive build on wine if you want to be in the top, is I think it's like 70 or 75 around about that time point. So, and the only way you're going to know that if your town is competitive is by using that production rate monitor. So I always tell people to use that. It is a great tool and a great resource for you to, when you're practicing, to know if you're going in the right direction. So Ghetto, yeah, just going back to your original question, yeah, an open night on, an open night as in just a chat about anything. That is something I might actually do, just to get it, so we can just chat about anything. The problem is I just don't want it to end up at politics, all right? So, yeah, no politics. As long as it's to do with either, to do with the programs that we're using or whatever, that's cool. I just don't want to get into politics. I don't want to get into the weather. And I certainly don't want to get into what's on TV or the latest pop song. So, anything else, it's all cool. But obviously, like I say, this one, it's all about Townstar. Cool, Paul. Yeah, contract mining is a great game. If you get that to a certain level, you can make that as a passive income game. So keep pushing forward with that, and you'll get there. Yeah. Glad to hear that you're in. Sorry, brain going. That you're enjoying the videos. Make sure that you are connected to the Discord, our Discord as well, Paul, because you'll get all the updates from the programs that I promote. So just make sure you're connected with that as well. Yeah, Ghetto, we could do a crypto-only night. Obviously connected with the programs that we use. We could talk about that, but like I say, that I'll think about it and I'll see. So Paul, if you weren't in the competition, so you missed the start. But when you play Townstar, what builds do you normally do? What builds do you normally do when you play Townstar? And to be quite honest with you, even though you missed the start, you probably still could have done well because everyone had an absolute nightmare. So you still probably could have done well if you'd got involved. Yeah, the epic styling and the golden egg. The thing is with a lot of these NFTs, and it's when we're talking about utility, is that a lot of these NFTs, they're only good, or they can only be used in one or two builds, or because they're specific to a certain build, or they're only useful in a certain build. And the thing is, if because every 2 weeks back when the competitions were running properly, every 2 weeks. Gala would change the meta. So 1 week it could be let's say 1 week it's uniforms. The next two weeks later it's cakes. 2 weeks later it's something else. Yeah, and you say you've spent thousands on an epic styling, and the meta or the metas. I think is it one or two that's useful for. It might be a couple. Don't come up. Well, you've got an NFT that's sat essentially not really helping you, and you've spent a lot of money on. So that's why I always try, and if people ask me about recommendations, try and suggest NFTs that are useful in multiple builds. Not just one, not just two, but 3, 4, 5, whatever. Because you're gonna. And the thing is as well. Is the styling that's not going to help with a rush. That's not really going to help with any sort of like starting off. your build, that, which is the most important part, really. The rush is one of the most important parts, because that is when you're building up your cash as fast as possible to obviously build the rest of your town. But it also is the earliest part of the competition when you can make up the most spots. So that's why I always do the wall rush, because I've got a wheat stand, and therefore, when I'm rushing, like I said earlier, sometimes I'll be in the top 50. In competitions, I've been as high as 6th place because of my wheat stand, because of that wall rush just gets those points building up so quickly. So yeah, although the epic styling and the golden egg, I'm not saying they're bad NFTs. I'm just saying that they're limited on how the builds you can use them in. Sorry, guys, I know I've gone a bit quiet here. We've just had a few questions come in. I'm just sort of sieving through them. So don't worry, I've not disappeared. I am still here. Yeah, James, that is a real good point. Planning ahead, that's why I said, but basically practicing is the key. And I also said earlier, I don't know if you were here, that basically if I get a town that is producing really, really well, and I know that is going to be competitive in the competition, I will take a screenshot of the final build, and then I've got a blueprint to work to note for the next competition. So I don't mess around. I go, right, the meta this week is uniforms. I'm going to dig out my super productive build. I've got my screenshot. That's my blueprint. That's what I'm working to, and that's what I'll do every single time. I mean, I've actually looked to buy a couple of the uncommon water towers, not the big one, but like the lower one. I was looking at buying a couple of the water towers, or getting hold of a couple of the water towers, but I ended up deciding against it because when I worked it out, it wasn't going to really make a massive difference to my build, so it just wasn't worth it. So so the graveyard, that passive oil, so nice for a power station. So the good thing with that, what I like about that, Paul, is essentially it's like an oil seep in the desert, but you can put it anywhere. So that is brilliant. So you can rather than having to go to desert where you've got the oil seep, but then you struggle to say start your rush. You can go to the forest. You can sell all your ponds. You've got 91,000 in your bank. And then you can lay your graveyard down, which essentially acts similar to an oil seep, and you're golden. You're absolutely golden, and yeah. So that really, I've looked at those before, and I've thought that is a real good benefit to that. Yeah, James, wheat stand rule. Wheat stand do. They make it easier. They make you rush faster, and they give you all that space back. Because if you were trying to do a competitive build, say without a wheat stand, you might I don't know, what have you got to do? You've got to put like maybe 8 or 10 tiles, maybe more than that, for wheat fields. We don't need that. So you've just saved all that space because you've got a wheat stand. So yeah, so it's it makes it easier, and at the end of the day, you can end up building a much more productive town because you've got that extra space. So James, you're saying that your TS runs better in Edge now. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that. Like I say, that's the one I would recommend. I was reluctant to go from Brave over to Edge, purely because I really don't like Microsoft. No other reason. I'm not a big fan of Microsoft. But I did go over, and it is much better for TS. But I don't use it for anything else. I use Brave browser for everything else. Two clips. You're saying you sold, so you got your wallet open, have you? You got your wallet open, and you want that wheat stand. Well, like I say, obviously check out, if you are serious about that. Check out the people you know. If there's no dice there, come and see me at Discord. But also as well, like I say, you don't need the big one. You don't need the epic. You don't need the legendary. The only thing I would say, but it is more expensive, if you go for the uncommon... No, so if you go for the bog standard wheat stand, but the bit true version, it gives you the same amount of wheat. So there's no difference there. But instead of giving you 14 town coin like mine one does, it will give you 20 town coin. You'll earn 20 town coin from that. But it is quite a bit more expensive. But like I say, I don't know how open your wallet is, but if you're looking to sort of treat yourself and you want a bit of extra TC, go and check out the BitTrue version of the wheat stand, and that is it's just going to give you a little bit extra TC, that's all. But it's going to give you the same amount of feed. So if all you're bothered about is the feed, just go for the standard one I've got, and it's going to be cheaper. Who's Mew? I don't know who Mew is. So you want me to buy Mew? Is Mew one of your friends, Ghetto? That's really generous of you. Mew must be such a close friend. Ghetto, I got it. I was just being funny. Well, trying to be. So, for those of you guys that have just slipped into the Discord and not posted, just slipped into the live stream we've got going on here and not posted any chats yet, welcome. We are talking about Townstar and anything to do with it, competitions, advice, questions, whatever you want to know. Get in here, ask some questions. It's great to have you. Fat fingers. I'm guessing you're on a mobile phone then, Ghetto. Paul, great to have you back here. I told you we'd be here for a while. You shouldn't have disappeared earlier. You had to go for your dinner or something. But no, we're going to be here we're still going to be here for a while. So just throw your questions in. Anything you got that you want to know about Townstar, just throw them in the chat below. Yeah, Ghetto. I've actually put I didn't. You probably missed it at the beginning. There is a slow mo of 5 seconds. Basically, the reason why I put that on is just basically so everyone can, so the questions don't shoot up too quick and everybody gets a chance to read what's going on. So there is a slow mode. Yeah, it's just 5 seconds. So that delay is sort of there on purpose. But thank you for pointing that out. I thought it was something else. Oh, sorry, Paul. Yeah, no. I mean, it's not too late to get involved in Townstar at all. Like I've been saying to these guys here, my advice would be is get yourself an account. Probably go on the practice servers, have a bit of a play around, watch some videos, get to understand how the game works, then get to understand how you can make it better, like your town's better, and then if you decide, yeah, okay, I'm enjoying this. Then maybe look to get yourself a gold membership, and then that gold membership is going to cost you $50, but it'll get you a free express depot truck free. So that'll give you a free NFT, which will earn you 1 town coin per day doing the daily tasks. And in the competitions, it's going to help you with it. Well, actually, it'll help you anytime when you're playing the game, because it's more fuel efficient, so you don't use as much fuel if you're far away from a city. But it's also it will also make your delivery time shorter. So it's a nice little NFT to have. So so I would say if you're getting started, just go and play. Just go and play, watch a few videos, understand how it works, what you need to do, and then decide to yourself, do I want to get into the competitions and do I want to invest a few dollars into a gold membership? That is basically how I would say to start. I'm going to be doing these live feeds for Townstar as an ongoing thing, so you're always welcome to pop in, ask any questions. Obviously as well, join our Discord. You're going to be able to get all your questions answered there in the Townstar chat. So that's how I would start. That's how I would get involved. 2 clips. So your guy has got a cheap wheat stand. My brain just seriously dropped into neutral then. So so you got a cheap wheat stand. Cool. Well, you get. I'll be, if you let me know if you're gonna get it. Let me know if you're gonna get it, because then the next chat we do, I want you in here and telling me how you got on. I want you telling us how you got on and how much better, if it really did help you that in the competition. I'm really interested to see that or hear that, should I say. No problem, Paul. Absolutely no problem. I'm here for anybody that wants to play. I'm happy to share my experiences. This is why I do the videos and stuff like that, because I want you guys to get as much information as possible so you can have the best start as possible as getting into this game, and that's why I do it. Paul, if you to be Paul Raymond, not Paul B, Paul Raymond. If when I first started, which was back in 2019, using 25% of your tile, you probably could have been in the top 100. Because we were all learning back then. I mean, I mentioned earlier that I got involved very early in this game, and then I got a little bit disillusioned with it and sort of a bit fed up, and I walked away from it for about a year before I came back. And basically, the reason I came back is because they were actually paying. When I was first involved, the promise of sort of earning from the competitions was there, but then I would spend hours creating towns. I'd get in the top 100, and they say, "Oh yeah, you're not earning you're not earning this week. It's in the future sometime." And I did it about 4 or 5 times, and I got so fed up. And then the reason why I came back is I had heard they were actually paying, but obviously I missed so much. And if I had got involved in that early time, I would have probably been, I probably would have been one of those guys right at the top with the big accounts. But I'm happy where I am. Obviously, I want to move up. I want to improve. I want to, earn as much as I can from the game while enjoying playing. But yeah, I think it was a missed opportunity. But it's just one of those things, isn't it? We do it all the time. James, I mean, you can place a fabric plant quite far away from a power plant, but it depends on what you're trying to create. Because if you want to create uniforms, you have to be right next to the power plant because you require 3 electricity. But if you're only producing wool yarn or cotton yarn, you only need 1 electricity, so you can be a lot further away. So it depends what those people were producing in those fabric plants, depending on how close they needed to be to their power plant. Well, like I say, a power plant will actually give 3. A power plant gives 3 passive, but you have to be right next to it. Yeah, you see, planes is good because when you get to building your town, you don't have to remove so much. And obviously, you also have a lot of pasture land, so there's not such a rush on getting things like troughs and feed mills. But I personally always start on forest. A lot of people don't like it because you have to remove so many trees. But the thing is with the forest is you have loads of water, and each water, if we go onto my build here, if I click on a pond, so you have numerous amounts of these on a forest. If I click on that, I can sell that for $5,000. Right? I have mentioned it throughout this stream. If you go onto a forest and sell all the ponds except the one that is right next to the farmer's house, you will end up with $91,000 in your bank within the first 5 minutes. That means you can buy a sheep pen. It means you can buy a trough. It means you can buy feeder mill. It means you can buy at least 2 or 3 ranchers. You can also, if you obviously go that route, you can sell your farmer. Oh no, you will need a farmer if you don't have any NFTs to water your wheat. But but that's what I do. I always go for forest because I don't mind moving the trees, because you end up earning so much money from your wool that to $15,000 to remove a tree is hardly anything. So that's what the way I do it. But planes is good. It just takes you a bit longer to build up that money. That's all. Wow, 2 clips, flipping out your wall to wall NFTs. So you got a wheat stand, you got 2 death row ponds, a graveyard, and 10 skins. If you are not in the top 200 in the next competition, I don't know what you're doing wrong. One of your ATVs is Ghetto. One of your ATVs has accidentally put a sheep into the mixer instead of wheat bale. Now I have an unexpected kebab shop. Paul B, nice tip. No problem. Absolutely no problem. That's what I like to give. I like to give nice tips. Like I say, help you guys out. That's what I'm here. That's what it's all about. I want to see you guys getting up there and getting into that top 1,000 and earning yourself some of those, those Gala tokens. Yeah, that's what I want. I want you guys up there. Okay, so it's 7:30, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to finish this feed. It has been absolutely amazing having you guys here. It's been so great. Really appreciate you stopping by. The next live stream I'm gonna do will be before the next the next weekly competition. I'll do a post live stream then. Really, it would be really good to have you guys come along to that. So anyway, all of you have a great evening. Thanks again for stopping by, and I will speak to you soon. Cheers.